going to clean off my jelly plate, and I've been using some wet strength tissue paper to make thin, see-through, transparent papers that are very good for layering in a collage. I also wanted to check and see if this would be used again. It is a piece of paper where I drew a longhorn cattle and put pastel chalk on it, and then if you press that down on your plate, then when you pull it up, you'll have the image of the cow on there. So I want to see if it would print a second time. Now, another thing, I'm doing a workshop for elementary art teachers using jelly plate, and I was an art teacher for 36 years, and I know they do not have money for supplies. So instead of a brayer, I took a coat hanger and fashioned my own roller for this in case they don't have enough money to buy the rollers, that the brayers that they need. So I want to try this too and make sure that it works. I've used them before, and I just bought these sponge hair rollers online, and it's much cheaper than buying this. Another thing I want to try out, I've already tried this and I know it works, is some dry pigments that I purchased when I was in France. And so I'm going to make, add this to my gloss medium, and the gloss medium will make it transparent. So let's see if I can get this. Whoop. It doesn't take a lot of pigment for just a transparent glaze over the top of this, and I'm just mixing it up. Now, get every little bit out, and I'm going to brayer this with my homemade brayer. I may not be able to go over the whole plate with this. That's got it pretty good. I have some oil evidently on this plate still, so I've got to take care of that. Now the wet strength paper goes on top. Okay, now the wet strength tissue paper. And this needs to dry several hours. I will show you that before at the end of the video, but I'll show you these that I have done before, and let me see if I can show you with the light shining through it. See, it's just very transparent. Okay. This one is just on regular washi paper, but it's still transparent. Here's one that I just kind of sponged on different places with gray and black. I like the way this one turned out. And when you tear this and put it down on top of another color of paper, it really adds another beautiful layer to your work. Here's an example of some of those translucent papers put on top of other images, and how that looks when it goes over either printed areas or other pieces of collage. Here's another example of some of the tissue paper, the translucent paper that still shows through underneath. Of course, jelly printed papers can be used for so many different things. Here I just collaged it onto this box, and the same for this one. Makes giving a gift a little more special. A few other projects that I'm going to show the elementary teachers. This would be one example. It's graffito. You roll black paint onto your jelly plate and let it dry, and then use a some type of tool that's not real pointed and draw lines through, scratching off some of the black, and then you print it with a color on top of that black, and this is what you get. That would be easy to do. And also what I'm going to tell them is if they don't have enough money in their budget to buy gel plates for their class, I have tried printing on freezer paper, and that works pretty good. So I want everybody that wants to work with printing to be able to do that. This is another video that I saw last night, and I tried it. You put a dark color down first, and then use stencils or different things to take some of the color away, and then you dab on some brighter colors and print it. And then you just paint the negative space around it. I thought this was a good idea for school kids to do. And then, of course, we all know how to do weaving. I just took a black piece of paper so that I would still have some black in with the other two. I used some of the papers that we're talking about that are translucent and some orange, and I wove them together, sticking them onto the black so that you have a nice black background. This is a simple drawing with charcoal that I placed on the jelly plate, and printed it onto a piece of paper that already had some other papers on it. In this particular one, I put wax, little tiny pieces of wax, and put the paper in between parchment paper and ironed it so that the wax goes through, and it kind of melts all of the different pages and papers together so that it looks more like one. And then we always want to remember our famous artist, and I was thinking about what can we do with these scraps of paper for school children to study about Picasso. And of course he made these portraits, and so this piece is just magazine pages for this side of her hair, and the other translucent type papers are glued on. All right, that's a few ideas, and we will get back to this one when it dries. This is another jelly print that I did from a pastel drawing of a photograph that I took in an old west town, and this was the blacksmith shop. But this was just a drawing on paper with pastels pressed down onto the jelly plate, and then pull it off with either matte medium or gloss medium. All right, time to check out our paper. This was just some random marks on this sheet that we added the paint to, and it is transparent. That picture of the bull did come through, and some other marks, so that I can tear this in pieces and put it through, and it is transparent like we wanted. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel.